What's up, world? So, New York Giants and Detroit Lions just played their preseason game a few days ago. I just got to see the highlights. I've been busy at work and stuff like that. Life happens. Good takeaway is Goldman Jr., number 22, I believe is his name on our roster sheet. He had a really great game from running, catching the ball, and all that stuff. The fact that we had 30 points to 17, I think that's what Detroit had at the end. The fact that we actually made it past 20 points is amazing. We haven't had more than 20 points in over like 2 seasons. No disrespect to Eli or any of our wide receivers or even our offensive linemen. I generally blame coaching staff because they're the ones that see the players and their potential, and they're the ones that know their players or should know their players and their abilities. Like, they should be able to determine, hey, look, maybe we need to switch things up. Maybe we should move this personnel here or that personnel there. Sort of like how we have Flowers on that side of the line versus where he used to be at. Is he better or worse? I mean, time will tell. I mean, for now, he's doing better than he did last year, which is great. I mean, he's still a kid and he's learning. I mean, when you first started off after high school or when you got out of college, then they threw you into the real world. It's scary. So I'm not really dissing him. The guy just needs to catch his rhythm. Once he finds his pace, or once a coach happens to approach him the right way, Flowers is gonna be a stud. Um, Saquon, he had his first catch, his first game versus Cleveland. He did great. Personally, I think we shouldn't start Saquon. I mean, our offensive lineman is still trying to figure things out. Their chemistry is not 100% there. We don't have the Wall of Dallas or, the Green Bay uh, offensive line, or how the Patriots have it, where Tom Brady has all day to throw. The reason why I would say to keep Saquon back there is, one, prevents him from getting an injury. Two, if he doesn't have a breakout year this year, they're gonna call him a bust. They're gonna call him a fail. And sometimes it's harder to recover from being called a bust or a fail than it is for you to have a great season. Like, look at Zeke. If Zeke would have had a crappy season, nobody will be on that feed Zeke, mentality. Everybody would be like, damn, we need to find another running back. Although Zeke is a stud, watching him run against the Giants or watching him run against Philly, which their defense was superb last year, it's amazing, the stuff that guy can do. Um, so if Saquon doesn't have a season like that, people are gonna say, "Oh, he was a bust. You guys wasted a draft pick on him for number two." Personally, they should just keep him on the bench. Have Goldman, since he's been there at least 1 year. He's used to having that big spotlight on him, as, "Oh, you guys are trash," or, "You guys can't run more than 2 yards," or nothing like that. Keep him there as a little bit of a vet presence. That's why we got Stewart. Have Stewart there, coach up the kids. Help them see, hey, look, you're gonna have bad season. You're not gonna have the greatest catches. You're not always gonna be able to make that play that you used to make in college, because the pros are so much different. Everybody's harder, faster. They're coming at you. They're gunning for you regardless, and especially when you paint a target on your back for being a great player in college, and then now you come to our level, people don't want you to take that role, especially, for example, let's just go to a basic job where I work at as a shop. There's a new guy coming in. A lot of times the senior guys don't really want to teach him that steps, or how to teach him how to do things right, because they see it as a threat. They see it as, if I teach this kid how to do this work, that means I'm becoming more obsolete the older I get. Now, I'm probably just going to be a trainer from now on, but at the same time, it's not going to be I'm having the same job roles or same responsibilities as I used to have 2 weeks ago, thanks to this new guy stepping in. Same thing with every, job or pro sport. Once, Michael Jordan, nah, let's not even go to Jordan because of you guys. Let's say, for example, if Steph falls off, and he doesn't have a great shooting average anymore, or he just gets injured, and with all his injuries, he keeps falling off or something like that, and becomes into his brother Seth. Um, if if he goes down that road, then everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, get cooking," and stuff like that. and it's gonna promote them to try to like build them up. NFL, same thing. Let's say, for example, if Zeke wasn't doing all that great, or Zeke was having too much issues on the field and stuff like that, where he couldn't dropping the ball, not completing the passes, and stuff like that, they would go, hey, let's get Alfred Morris or whoever their backup running backs are to come help Zeke out, and then his carries are going to go from 20 to probably 15 to 10 to 5 because they see it as, well, he's not producing enough or he's not being as successful as he was, therefore we need to bring somebody else in to make sure that our team is running as efficient as they can. That's the problem the Giants always had. We never really recover from, all right, we made it to the Super Bowl, we beat the Patriots once, twice. We never were, what's the next step? We will have okay drafts, but we never made our players progress in a sense. Once we got rid of Tuck on our defense, I feel like that's when the Giants started falling off. We lost, damn, OC, I can never say his last name, but OC, we lost him, we lost Tuck, we lost, all our vets guys. Now we lost JPP. Now our veteran guy is Olivia and Vernon. And pretty much this team, the defensive side, this team sort of belongs to Collins because he was at least there for DRC and JPP. You know, and JPP was there for the OC. He was there for Tuck and all those other old heads that were there that made that giant defense like shine. Everybody remember Tuck with the face mask with the cage on it. That joint used to be a beast. You know, when he left and or when we didn't re-sign him and he went to the Raiders, I was like, damn. Same thing now on our offensive side. Our offensive line, we don't have anybody solid that we build up or anybody solid that you know that is a big name. I mean, Nate Soldier came from the Patriots, but it's not somebody that we in house like OBJ or Eli. So at the end of the day, all of these guys are coming in together and they're trying to figure out, all right, so he can cover this side, he can cover that. Yes, we did drafted Will, we drafted Eric, but at the same time, Eric's been having his issue of, everybody's blaming him for it. Now Will's gonna have the issue where he's the new guy. He's expected to be, Nate 2.0 or even better. They're expecting, all that stuff just adds stress on you. And it sometimes leads you to block that out in your mind. So now all this stress is going to be put onto Nate Soldier because he's the veteran person on our offensive lineman. And it's not a good, feel to have all that weight on you. I mean, same thing with Eli. Eli has that pressure that everybody's going, oh no, Eli should get rid of the ball quicker, or Eli should do this. Eli should throw it out a safer spot. Sometimes you might not be able to make that play like you do in Madden, or you might not be able to see the presence, especially how he was last year, where he had to throw the ball quicker than anybody else in the NFL. We didn't have anybody to really cover him in the back. We didn't have anybody to cover him out front. He always kept getting hit on his blind side and stuff like that. And the fact that Eli still didn't go down with an injury is beyond me. Um, OBJ, he's now our veteran wide receiver. He's been in our team for a while now, and you know, is it a good thing or bad thing? Personally, I think it's great. I mean, the guy has matured. He has shown steps that he really wants to be the vet. Does he deserve to get paid? F yeah, man. Come on now. It's OBJ. Like, kids that don't even like the Giants, like OBJ. He goes to Germany and blocks off the road. People pay, tickets just to watch this man catch a ball before the game even starts. He's more than just an football player. He's pretty much an icon, a phenom. He's just like Cristiano Ronaldo, or Messi or LeBron James. When you talk about greats, you talk about, oh crap, our greats of our generation, LBJ, CR4, Messi, and you put OBJ up there as well. People will say, oh, Julio, Antonio Brown are better and stuff like that. But as it comes as a name wise, people will go, oh snap, OBJ. He's easy to recognize. You might pass by Julio Jones and he looks like a regular dude. OBJ with the hair, the earrings, everything, he sticks out. He makes himself, be known. So does he deserve to get paid? Yeah, dude. He sells you guys tickets. At the end of the day, whether he has an off the field conduct issue or he's passionate or you guys want to say, he's a distraction. If Tom Brady did the same crap, he is passionate about it. If he yells at, if Tom Brady yells at his coach, oh yeah, no, he's showing fire. He's showing, must, he's showing all this gut stuff. OBJ does the same thing. Oh no, he's disrespectful. He's rude. He does too many antics. Get him off the field. But because he's not Tom Brady or he's not somebody else who's been in the league 20 plus years, you guys are quick to criticize him. Same thing, what's that guy from? Damn it, what's that dude from that team? Damn. But let's say, for example, if with Cam, when that incident happened, when he was, when that lady asked him, about plays, he didn't mean to be sexist. That's not what his personality is. He just, was making a joke. One, the dude's tired. He just finished playing the game. Sometimes all you want to do is just end the interview and go home. You don't want somebody to ask you questions. You just want to go home sometimes. So at the end of the day, he wasn't being sexist. He was just trying to be funny. Sometimes people look into it too much just because they want to get a lawsuit out of it or they want to hype up a situation more than what it is. Same thing with OBJ. Oh, the net incident, or he's having too much off the field problems. He was at a hotel with a stripper or whatever she was, and there was some white powder. Man, what if he had talcum powder there? I wasn't there. You weren't there. At the end of the day, the only people that know is him and that lady that was in that room. So at the end of the day, as long as he's not out here telling kids to do drugs, shoot guns, and shit like that, and stuff like that, let the guy be. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a great role model for some of these kids. And when he first came into the league, or his second year in the league, people were like, "Oh, OBJ is gay." If he was gay, or if whatever his situation may be, now it'll be easier for kids who look up to the NFL and go, "Oh snap!" If OBJ is gay or whatever he is, or whatever the situation might be, now it'll be easier for kids, to do what they want to do. At the end of the day, there's so many people that are so scared of living their life because of how we, judge them in society or religion or whatever the heck you might, put down on yourself to do what you want to do. That at the end of the day, it's just stupid. And if they have somebody like OBJ or they have somebody like Antonio Brown or somebody like Cam that they look up to when they're doing something similar that they like to do, or if they're just being themselves, it makes it easier for somebody who grew up in the inner city or wherever you grew up at to feel like yourself. Like that's why I like Imra. Damn, I could never say Zeltan. The guy that plays for LA Galaxy. That's why I love his personality. He's just himself. At the end of the day, he's bigger than life. If you don't like it, f off. If you like him, cool. Let we could chill. But at the end of the day, he's not gonna sugarcoat who he is, and that's why I respect. That's what everybody should do. But the NFL is so focused on putting everybody down and making them follow this straight line or making them do this certain way that you can't express yourself. Wouldn't it be cool if your favorite player could take off his helmet right after a touchdown without getting a 5 yard penalty flag? In soccer or FIFA, you have your favorite soccer player, after he scores a goal, he runs towards the stand, shouts out, he shows they show emotion. If we didn't even have touchdown celebrations until they came back of probably last year, because if you did anything celebrating or if you twerk like the cheetah did, what happens? Your team loses a penalty or you get a flag on the play. When I thought the greatest moment when OBJ caught that ball in Carolina, or I think we were playing in New York, but we were playing against Carolina versus Josh Norman after they've been beefing all the game, and he caught that ball and it got us closer to winning, even though we lost that game. I thought that was the greatest football moment, like as a Giants fan, because I was like, holy crap, like, did you see that? And then he just like did the Iverson walk over Ty Lue thing, and it was just freaking ridiculous. But what happened afterwards? He got a flag, right? Because he's not allowed to do something like that. the end of the day, you're going full contact, you're going full speed, you're going full press, you're doing all this stuff at full force. When you finally do something, sometimes, something positive, you just want to let all that extra energy go. And that's what these guys want to do when they celebrate. So it's stupid the fact that they can't even, do the AI walk off or something like that. Shit, if I got mossed, I'm expecting somebody to do something stupid because at the end of the day, I just got played out. Now, if next time I go ahead and I pick that, or if I do something, I should be able to do the same thing. Because at the end of the day, it's just, one, it's a show for the fans. Two, I'm making it that I'm better. And if you want to prove that you're better, now you come at me. That's why I like Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey for the Jaguars, he's a beast. But now he's not just showing it on the field, but off the field as well. As a Giants fan, when he said Eli who? All right, cool. And then Eli came back and said who? That's dope. Now when we play against Jaguars, it's gonna be, OBJ, if his contract situation is fixed. OBJ versus Jalen Ramsey. Now Eli is gonna have his shoes on because now he's gonna have to make that spotlight on him. Going, you think I'm just boo boo? Boom. Keep dumping it off. Keep dumping it off. Because at the end of the day, the only way that you can show you're better than someone else is by shutting them up. If at the end of the game Jalen Ramsey's the one talking, all right, Eli is boo boo. But if at the end of the game Eli is talking, or OBJ is, because Eli really doesn't do that much talking. If Eli is out there without the Manning face, at the end of the day, then Eli is good, and Jalen was boo boo. But at the same time, this hype up or this event leading up to it is what's gonna make the game even better. Now, with everything going on, with the protesting and all that stuff, you know, I think it's great the fact that trash talking is back. Primetime used to be one of the biggest trash talkers. And what happened? He sold tickets. When people didn't throw his way, he ran to the other side of the field and picked it off because he's freaking primetime. Now, Jalen Ramsey's going to be our primetime or this generation's primetime. And it's going to be amazing because now kids from this generation are going to grow up seeing somebody like what we got to see with number 21 shine out. So it's just great football to have trash talking, to have player development, to have be players be able to do express themselves, show themselves off, versus what we have here is, you have to do this way, that way, or you get a fine, you get a flag. Have our players be more developed. As a Giants fan, I wish our coaching staff, thanks to Pat Shermer, maybe it will get better. Last time we had decent coaching staff was when Tom was around. And Tom knew how to get the best out of his players. He would work them to death, but he knew how to get the best out of his players. You know, Michael Stranham said it himself, I hated the guy, but at the end of the day, the guy made me better. He made me who I am, or he made me become a better person of who I am now. And that's amazing. You hate somebody at the beginning, but then you start progressing and you see, hey, you know what? He just wanted the best out of me, and that's what I wanted out of me. He just knew how to get that out of me. And that's not what we had in a while. Hopefully, this season shows a little bit better. Even if we don't make a Super Bowl, at least if we get more than 3 wins, I call it a success. I'm not expecting us to always make it to the Super Bowl or the playoffs. I just want our players to stay healthy, give us a great show, and keep it going.